Andrew Yang is about to be a very, very happy man reading this story. Business Insider says the following: starting this week, 120 Germans will receive a form of universal basic income every month for 3 years. The volunteers will get monthly payments of 1,200 pounds. Is that pound? That's got to be euros, not pounds. Pounds is in Britain. Or about $1,400 as part of a study testing a universal basic income. The example Andrew brings up all the time, and I think he's right about this, is Alaska. They've had a version of universal basic income tied to the fact that it's like nationalized oil. It's like statized. It's the public owns the oil. So they get paid by the corporations that take the oil. They get paid every month a certain amount of money. And what's been shown is there is no negative effect. Like, one of the arguments is, oh, that would breed laziness and make it so that people won't want to work. It turns out that's not really true, that people do still go about their regular lives. They just have a little bit more income. So it doesn't disincentivize work, which is, again, one of the arguments. But furthermore, even to the extent that, let's say it does hypothetically in one of these studies, okay? Well, what's the person doing? Andrew argues, again, I think he's correct, that the way the economy works now, there's certain forms of work that are not valued even though they should be. Namely, like, let's say a mother who's home raising the kids and fulfilling that kind of like traditional mother role. Some people choose that. If you're forced into that, that's not good. But if you choose that, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And society doesn't value that. They don't put a monetary value on that. So it's not something that's funded or valued in society. And what Andrew says is that having a universal basic income system starts to value that kind of work, which is real work. And I think he's right about that. So I think that these days you're going to see a lot more interest in universal basic income. And I think the reason for that is the pandemic. You know, I've told you guys on this show that this is one of those issues that actually hopped my list and became one of the most important issues in my mind. Medicare for all has always probably been my top issue, but as soon as the pandemic hit and as soon as we saw everything that was going on, it just became obvious to me that the best way to try to ameliorate the pain that's out there is to give people direct cash payments because they need it. So, I don't think I'm alone in this. I think a lot of people realize the same thing. Now, you could, of course, argue over the finer details, the finer points of how we craft a UBI. Everybody's got their own ideas to whatever, how you fund it, how much, how often. But I think on the core issue, should we have it? A lot more people. I mean, there was a poll that came out recently. I think it was a pretty strong majority now that want UBI. Because when you have a pandemic and people are losing their jobs and a lot of other people are taking pay cuts, and the American people see corporations getting bailed out to the tune of trillions of dollars, yeah, we tend to look at that and say, you could give us the UBI if you wanted to. We want you to, and you should. You could afford it. You could do it.